Good morning, everybody. Great to see so many familiar faces here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nick Morant, and I'm the Director for Security and Community Safety at Team London Bridge. As Rick just mentioned, yes, I was a former police officer, 16 years service in the Metropolitan Police, 8 of which were served within the business improvement district that I now work in. Before getting my role within the BID, I was on response team and the sort of gangs intervention team at Peckham, and I absolutely loved that role. But there was a time when I had to leave, and I saw an advert for this BID-funded officer. Never heard of a BID. What is a BID? Let's go and find out. I was the only person to really express an interest, and I was told by my line manager, well, you start on Monday. So off I went, and I thought I'd do the job for about a year, get some good examples of partnership work, and then do my sergeants, inspectors. I actually sat there, I actually worked in that BID for a good 8 years, and it was only because of an opportunity to leave the police and actually become the Director of Security at Team London Bridge was the reason I left. But I'm totally biased towards London Bridge. I love the place, I love the people. It's not without its challenges, but having come through 2 terrorist attacks and a whole plethora of issues, including COVID, I really am ingrained in the BID. So I've only got many slides. In fact, I've just got one. So you'll be pleased to hear that I won't be going for the full hour. We'll hopefully do 20 minutes, half an hour. I am quite relaxed. It is a warm day. So if you do need to take a break or take a phone call, I know the industry we work in, feel free to take that outside. I haven't got an issue with that at all. And if you do have any questions as I'm going through, I'll try and mark my spot and feel free to ask, or we can leave them to the end. So, BIDs, ensuring safety for business and tourism 24/7. Now, what is a BID? That is the sort of what some people might be asking now. So a business improvement district, or BID, is a designated area in which local businesses collectively invest in improving their environment. There are approximately 200 BIDs across England and Wales, and 54 of which are situated within the M25, within London itself. A business improvement district has a predefined boundary, with each business paying a levy, usually around 0.5 to 1.5% of their annual business rate. All that income, every single penny, minus operating costs, must be reinvested by law back into that area. So what does that kind of look like? It kind of brings in an additional £10 million of additional funding if you use London Bridge as an example. And where does that money go? So it really centres around 3 main things: cleaner, greener, safer. Using Team London Bridge as an example, the district encompasses a vibrant area of around 250 acres, stretching from Tower Bridge to London Bridge, with key landmarks like the Shard. We've got a major London hospital, Pottersfield Park, the 2 bridges, the 2 renowned bridges itself. And crucially for safety and security, we're the only BID with a warship within its boundary. Overall, we have the privilege to support around 450 businesses. So how do we end up with what looks like quite a privileged position, charging businesses an additional fee and then spending that money? Well, the key lies within the ballot process. To ensure accountability, businesses vote every 5 years on whether to continue the BID's operation. A business improvement district must go to ballot. So essentially, the businesses will vote to tax themselves. The BID must pass 2 votes. The majority of businesses voting must vote yes, and the total value of those voting yes must represent more than 50% of the total rateable value of all the votes cast. Team London Bridge is currently going to ballot. So Monday, 28th of April, ballot papers started landing on people's doorsteps, and we entered our ballot process, which will last until the 5th of June. Fingers crossed for a yes vote. I hope it goes well, or I might be coming to you for a job. This process is rigorously managed, in collaboration with the Electoral Commission and the local authority. Unfortunately, it is not an online process. Each paper ballot, it's a physical paper ballot, must be completed correctly and physically returned by post to the electoral services. And I know all those who have witnessed or participated in the ballot process can attest to its complex bureaucracy. I think, yes, it's a very difficult process. But bids have been proven to be both popular and resilient to the various challenges that we have faced over the years. Team London Bridge overcame a COVID ballot, despite businesses working from home, to secure an impressive 95% and a 97% yes vote. The success has been echoed in places like Brixton, Bankside, Stratford, where again businesses voted yes in the high 90s to allow these bids to continue to operate. But what is the priority of a business improvement district? Well, these can be argued by various factors, but traditionally the feedback we have always got from voters has consistently placed safety and security as the number one priority for bids. Operationally, bids have implemented various strategies around utilising patrol officers in their attempts to respond to businesses' demands to curb crime, especially the brazen shoplifting offensive that have been widely portrayed in the news and social media. In 2011, MOPAC permitted the utilisation of police officers, offering a very advantageous buy one, get one free model. Literally, you bought one police officer and you got another free. However, this option has been subsequently curtailed, which led to businesses to bear the cost of the full two officers, and its popularity declined. Now, very few bids have a funded officer. Now, of course, we have two, one BTP and one Met, and we'll come on to those later on. Some have attempted to reinstate that agreement with the police to get their officers back. However, the current funding and recruitment challenges within the Met Police means that these contracts are no longer being issued. So as an alternative, a lot of bids have gone with private security. For instance, in West End and in Kensington, local security personnel have established strong connections with businesses, enhancing public safety whilst fostering a sense of community. Conversely, other bids have opted for ambassadors to focus on customer service and navigation rather than traditional security measures. As a former police officer, I advocate for a proactive approach to crime prevention. At Team London Bridge, we benefit from two funded police officers. Their unique presence, the first BTP bid funded officer in the UK, partnering our existing MPS funded officer. Our BTP officer has a background in retail crime and also serves as a dedicated football officer, a DFO, and provides essential support to retailers and licensed venues, particularly during high-risk football fixtures. And this is especially pertinent in London Bridge, as it's just a short train journey from the homes of Millwall and Crystal Palace. Our MPS funded officer, Tom, is an ex-War Marine, and his no-nonsense approach has been instrumental in reducing crime, where in February we came back with our crime figures showing theft had actually declined to its lowest level since February 2022. In the last week alone, he's had 4 arrests in 7 days, all of which have been successfully charged for their crimes, which is no mean feat getting past the Crown Prosecution Service. He is a fantastic addition to our team in London Bridge, and he is a credit to the Met. But both these officers are great examples of allowing a police officer just to get on with the job, remove those necessary burdens of modern policing and play to their strengths and let them get on with it. But for our businesses, they see the police, but their concern really is getting to and from work safely. We have around 250,000 people coming through London Bridge daily and approximately 100,000 staying in the area to work. It is crucial to ensure that our district remains safe and secure. Additionally, tens of thousands enjoy our nighttime economy, underscoring the importance of maintaining a secure environment for businesses and residents and visitors alike 24/7. Where a business improvement district becomes very useful is through our partnership work. Bids serve as a cohesive force to integrate various agencies, police, local authority, government, security teams and staff to create a safer environment. Through our collaborative approach, we can ensure a secure atmosphere that operates around the clock. We are that glue that binds organisations and the people together. Bids must be exceptionally well connected to the area they operate in. We must know the place and the people. Within our team at Team London Bridge, we have over 95 years of collective experience between us, and other bids are similar in their numbers. They do not have a high turnover of staff. This offers a breadth of knowledge and perspective that enrich our understanding of the community, strengths and its weaknesses. It empowers us to identify key issues that may be overlooked due to a narrow mindset, with security teams believing sort of out of sight is out of mind. And this was an issue that I faced constantly when I became the bid-funded officer originally. Security teams effectively pointing to the edge of their boundary and just saying, well, shrugging their shoulders and saying, well, it's over there, it's not my problem. Since the Manchester Arena inquiry and then the build-up to legislation around Martin's Law, which we're going to speak about later, there has been a notable change in attitude, with security teams taking more responsibility around the grey space and working together to reduce possible threats. And that's especially true around London Bridge, with security teams coming together around permeable sites like London Bridge City. By engaging a wide variety of stakeholders, we can craft effective solutions tailored to the needs of the specific area, enhancing safety and improving the urban environment. Understanding the local needs is crucial. Bids hold a unique position to understand the problems of specific areas. We walk the streets, we engage with businesses to grasp the needs and challenges. We understand the varied rhythms of our communities, and whether it is office workers on a 9 till 5 or shift workers starting and finishing work late or early. Fundamental to all of this is understanding and investing in people. People make the place. As a bid, we need to understand our place is 24/7, and therefore focus not on a one-size-fits-all strategy. We must widen the focus and encompass large and small, from visitors to employees, retailers, licensed venues, charities, and all others. Safety is a collective responsibility that extends beyond the single entity. The collaborative roles of various stakeholders and fundamentally how we work with people is essential to fostering our safe environment. And that includes not just the funded officers or wardens, but also the wider police teams available to us, not just within the MPS or BTP, but also looking beyond our boundaries to the City of London to identify the rising tide threats. Our partnership with both the police, licensing, local authorities, an example for other bids as well, is vital to maintaining order and also responding to concerns. And I'll never forget a police sergeant in BTP when I asked about coming to our pub watch meeting. I said his first response was, we don't share intel or information with licensed venues for obvious reasons. Well, I'm glad to say we do share intel and information with the licensed venues, and that's actually made our place safer, the customers safer, the staff safer, and it's allowed them to be proactive in putting security teams and changing their ways of working when we do have a high-risk football fixture, for example. Crucially, police licensing, safety and security teams play that integral role in regulating licensed venues and ensuring compliance with the safety standards. Security teams within and retail establishments and licensed venues also contribute significantly to secure environment. And bids have a strong partnership with security teams they operate with. Teams I work with, they should have my mobile number, and this is reflected across many bids as well. If they don't have it, well, why don't they have it? They should have it. But I'm not there to respond 24/7. I'm not on call, because our security teams have all been educated to know the difference between reporting and informing. But safety does go beyond just police and security. It is crucial we foster the culture of awareness where every individual understands the importance of recognising baseline behaviour. When people are trained to spot those who deviate from the norms, be it through suspicious actions or concerning behaviour, we can create a proactive approach to safety. Fundamentally, we need to emphasise that security is everyone's responsibility. Professor Martin Gill has said quite a few times, security is easy to do, but it's hard to do well. Having the best access control system that money can buy is of little use if someone just leaves the door propped open or doesn't intervene when someone is acting suspiciously. And that power of hello is so crucial to so many people. And if they don't do it, we are left vulnerable. So what are the key strategies for a bid to maintain that 24/7 safety? Well, integrated policing efforts. So our partnership with both BTP and the Met Police is a cornerstone of our strategy. By having funded police officers visible in our districts, we can foster a greater sense of security among residents and visitors alike. Embedding the funded officers in every meeting, whether it's a licensing meeting, retailers, crime, pub watch, we can ensure that our fingers are on the pulse and hopefully we can tackle an issue before it becomes established. Our community training initiatives are also a key focus. We believe that empowering the community is essential to safety. Through our forums, our businesses, retailers and pubs, we can provide training in crucial areas such as act awareness training, first aid training, WAVE, Ask for Angela. And if someone asks for a training on a certain topic, I think the bids really need to go forward and push and see if it's not available, can they design something themselves? I think bids should be confident in knowing the problem and listening to the people who want a solution. And I was very proud back in March 2021 as a serving Met Police officer to design women's safety training after the murder of Sarah Everard, who was murdered by a serving Met Police officer. Now, when I went online to look at what could have been done before, the training was completely outdated, completely inappropriate, and really put the emphasis on women to be safer, as opposed to put the emphasis on men to make women feel safer. And I put that training package together, firstly with prostate cancer, and then it rolled out, it got snowballed, and we ended up doing over 50 presentations with over 2,500 people attending, and it was actually mentioned on EY's UK Impact Report in March 2022. So it really is for bids to build things together, not just take things off the shelf and spend the money. Listening to the businesses was key to that success. And we can also look at our safe spaces. To enhance safety further, we've invested in licensing for venues to register as safe spaces. This initiative ensures that anyone in distress, whether feeling unwell, overwhelmed or facing harassment, has a designated place to seek help. In the next 5 years, we'll deliver an allocated safe space, hopefully in London Bridge Station, which will be highly visible, highly marked and advertised for anyone who feels vulnerable, so they can visit to receive help and support, whether that be first aid, help and advice, or to report a crime. A safe space like this has worked exceptionally well in bids like Clapham High Street and in Putney, supporting a vibrant nighttime economy. And bids have also been funding additional medical resources. So over in the City of London, we have the cycled paramedics, trained London Ambulance Service paramedics, and they are on call for 5 nights a week, especially during as we get towards Christmas. Communication in real time is crucial, especially in London Bridge, which has suffered from 2 terrorist attacks in recent years. Our mass notification platform enables us to swiftly disseminate information during or after critical incidents. And that could be a terror attack or a major disruption, such as a protest or bridge closure. This real-time connectivity allows businesses to stay informed and take the necessary precautions to protect their staff and their business. No one from the bid wants to be front and centre when an event unfolds, and nor should we be. That's not our place. Our role is to enhance the communication and assist with logistical matters after an event, whilst letting the police and emergency services get on with the job. We also have our Shop Safe Alerts database. I know many bids use it. It's a fantastic tool. This database allows the secure exchange of information among businesses, especially retailers and our pubs. It helps us to swiftly share information, alerts, for example, images, crucial intelligence regarding incidents and threats. Previously, a lot of businesses will just go onto WhatsApp. They'll create their own WhatsApp group and just share that. And we had an unfortunate example in London Bridge Station where someone received a phone call and then gave a 6-digit code to their WhatsApp to this mystery person on the call, and this person who got access to every single message that a retailer had sent, including images. Now, nothing has come from that, but if you understand, that's a major part of UK infrastructure. And images from CCTV showing the angles of those cameras has now gone into a criminal entity. So it really is crucial we remain strong and actually make sure people use a safe and secure system. But also a robust transport strategy is essential to assuring the safety and mobility of our community. Understanding how people travel and what information they need to possess beforehand can greatly influence their feeling of safety. And this includes information access before people travel. We need to ensure that employees and visitors are well informed about transport options. Is there real-time, accurate information at bus stops? Do they know when the night bus is coming? Where taxis can pick up and drop off? What parts of the city remain open during late hours? And it's especially true for shift workers. We've got Jane King from Guy's Hospital here. So focus shouldn't just be on the office 9 to 5 and a bit of nighttime economy. We've got to think about all those who actually use London Bridge. Our place shaping strategies, another fundamental aspect of ensuring safety, is place shaping. And this involves utilising principles that go beyond just CCTV and fencing. Instead, we aim to design our urban environment and our open spaces in ways that inherently reduce the risk and foster community collaboration and spirit. We promote secure by design principles to reduce crime opportunities. This includes improving lighting in public spaces, creating natural surveillance through landscaping, and designing spaces that encourage community interaction and vigilance. I always think about community space, if it's not used, it's abused. So we need to make sure that everyone feels welcome to use it. And we are reducing the broken windows effect by making the area cleaner. By supplementing additional cleaning services, bids can reduce crime and antisocial behaviour, tackling minor issues like litter, vandalism, and poorly maintained public areas. We aim to create a sense of ownership and pride among residents and businesses. This proactive approach dissuades the more significant criminal behaviour and enhances overall safety. Engaging community members in placemaking initiatives also allows us to gather insights and innovations that reflect the needs of the population. When people feel their voices are valued, they are more likely to care for their environment and foster a sense of community. But one of our most fundamental resources is our crime statistics. If you're not measuring the problem, you're not managing it. So we look at our crime stats in great deal and set objectives accordingly. We analyse crime stats and understand the specifics, not just the obvious ones like day and time. We look at the direction of travel of suspects. We read through the crime reports, get repeat descriptions of offenders, the numbers of suspects involved, the victim demographic, and that's especially important when it comes to our bag theft and our organised crime groups. This enables us to implement proactive measures and adapt our strategies accordingly. And as I said previously, it's not just about the place, it's about the people. But that does include good and bad. So putting my old police hat on, offender management is crucial to our strategy in London Bridge, and it's something I would like to see other bids replicate. By actively engaging with local police officers and organising meetings with businesses and staff to discuss the issues, we can identify our top offenders. We know we're not going to catch everyone, but we can take our top 5 and create Employees of the Month. And from that, we get our star of the week, and we hammer that individual over the month. It's a tactic that is very, very effective. The strategic targeting has several key advantages. It builds a comprehensive offender profile. Instead of just looking at the individual cases, which may result in a quite lenient sentencing, when we have that employee of the month, we literally will, once they've been arrested, we'll go to every single store, every single retail or pub, wherever it is, and try and get as much evidence around that person, building a big, strong case so that we can combine all these offences in one job. So when it goes to court, they get a far more appropriate sentence. And in the past 3 months, that has been very effective with one individual who's now doing 18 months in prison for shoplifting offences, instead of just doing one at a time, getting released and reoffending. By identifying and focusing on prolific offenders, we can utilise targeted interventions. Understanding the unique risk posed by these individuals is crucial for developing effective management strategies. We'd look at the Achilles heel tactic. So one approach we can get involved in is utilising that Achilles heel tactic, where we focus on where they may be vulnerable. And this does come down to their benefits and their housing. By targeting these key points, we go beyond just the offender seeing arrest as an occupational hazard, but actually hit them where it hurts, in the pocket and in where they live. This year, the funded officers have also adopted a new approach, to reduce crime, and that's actually visiting offenders in prison. The idea is to understand why an offender returns to a venue. What do they look for? What is the deterrent? Does a security guard, even if you're like Tesco's and you have a very hands-off approach, does that actually deter anyone? It tries to get, but also we understand the person, see if there are addiction issues, where we can better assist them and ultimately get them out of the cycle of offending they're in. Whilst we had our own theories on why offenders target certain stores, we wanted the definitive answers. So prison visits were arranged, and we learned a great deal. Fundamentally, the overall factor was, whilst it doesn't matter how many staff are in the store, our offenders repeatedly said if there is a security guard in that store, they won't go back. Also, if they know where to go, if they know where the valuable items are, and they are comfortable going in there, they will always return to that venue. So that gave us a bit of ground to go back to the retailers and say, look, we've got definitive answers around where your stock is and how it's vulnerable. So you need to look at where you're placing your goods. If you move these around and disrupt the offender, it will create a deterrent and they will go elsewhere. And we are also looking at the rehabilitation insights. By understanding the cause, which is unsurprisingly the addiction issues, we are able to understand what has worked and what hasn't worked, and offer some alternatives to the NHS and local authority. With one of these offenders, we did gain a greater understanding of the family dynamic and the amount of control that his family has over him. And the fact that he continues to offend because he's paying off a deeper and deeper drug debt. Now, this individual has continued to offend, and it just shows that this behaviour is very, very established and very hard to stop. But it is one thing we can do. It's one tool in our arsenal to target these individuals. So is technology the answer to a safer bid 24/7? Now, our friends at PeopleSafe, for example, they specialise in the lone working technology with both apps and devices, helping people feel safe and giving access to a 24/7 control room. We've seen security companies like Mighty partner with WalkSafe, which is an app that provides safe walking routes and real-time safety information. We've also seen apps like Help Me Angela become very popular, where you can ask for emergency callback and get access to someone who can give you information on a journey home. Safety routes and maps. Bids are creating and disseminating maps to highlight safety routes so they can direct foot traffic away from high crime areas. Online maps help individuals navigate safely, especially tourists who may not be familiar with the area. And body-worn cameras. Retailers can employ body-worn cameras staff to deter crime and record incidents. The presence of a camera can significantly reduce theft and aggressive behaviour. Additionally, footage can go towards building a stronger case for the police to get a successful prosecution. Shop-safe alerts and intelligence platforms allow businesses to share information about suspects' behaviour and known offenders. Real-time communication regarding potential threats enables businesses to stay vigilant, protecting not only their properties, but also their customers. And it builds on a communal approach to safety among businesses. Radio groups for communication are also key. Setting up secure groups and chat channels on radio systems allows for immediate sharing of information and safety concerns. Instant communication can expedite a response to incidents, ensuring that help is on the way quickly. It fosters a collaboration among businesses, leading to a proactive approach to safety. Now, all of these items can not only make the area safer, but crucially make the person feel safer, feel safe, secure, and reassured. In conclusion, the strength of a business improvement district lays in its commitment to its people. Safety is not merely a matter of enforcement, it's about community. It's about listening to the people who live, work, and visit our vibrant districts, understanding their concern and responding with tangible solutions. Every initiative we implement, from funded officers or security guards to safe spaces, to enhanced communication systems to body-worn cameras, reflects a BID's commitment to a culture where every individual feels empowered to contribute to a secured environment. And that is it from me. Thank you so much.